When the V40 arrived, we said it looked great, it was stacked with kit, and it had the potential for some great economy. But we weren't sure whether it would match up to the on-paper promise. So, what did we find out? Over the course of the year and 19,000 miles, the Volvo averaged 52.6 mpg. It also had one service, which cost 234 quid at 12,500 miles, and it had the entire engine wiring harness replaced under warranty. The Volvo's interior certainly looks cool, but it's far too complicated to use. For example, our Volvo here has dual zone climate control, but it's almost impossible for people to work out how to change the temperature on just one side of the cabin. Even operating the Bluetooth system required you to take your eyes off the road for too long, even though most of the functions could be controlled through the steering wheel. The pale colour of our car's interior looked really cool, but it was just a little bit too keen to show marks from scuffed shoes, wet jeans, dogs, that sort of thing. Our car also had the optional TFT dials package and illuminated gear knob, but we don't think that's worth the 350 quid. I have a fairly long commute, which means I get to drive cars on motorways, on twisty roads and in town. And it's fair to say the Volvo has issues in all of these situations. In town and on country roads, the Volvo's ride was simply too firm at all times. The sticky clutch and the poor low rev response from the engine made pulling away just more difficult than it needed to be. The engine was punchy enough once the turbo had woken up though. On twisty roads, the steering feels too light and too vague. But to be fair, the car does actually deal with corners pretty well. One extra that was actually very good value was the £100 flexible boot floor, which could be moved to keep your shopping in place and which also left an area underneath for you to put valuable items. Overall, the V40 was a bit of a disappointment. It was too noisy, too uncomfortable, the dash was too complex and there wasn't enough space in it. Yes, it's economical and the low CO2 emissions make it a great company car, but there are rivals, many rivals, that do it better.